Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is July the 13th, 2021, and today the topic is balance. Recap on yesterday. Hey, I don't know, y'all. It's just pretty simple. I was just on the hustle from home kick. Um, that's been about it. Just posting throughout the day and yeah, I guess it's all like a blur to be honest. It's all a blur. It's like a combination of taking care of, our son and just posting throughout the day and sharing about my different business endeavors, checking up on stuff, seeing like how stuff is looking. Um I mean, you know, communicating with Elizabeth and trying to plan for uh, future as much as I can. Shout out to the person that's watching me live. And yeah, so it's just a whole combination of things. Which the interesting thing is, I don't know about anybody else, but for me, I think a good earthly example of what my mind looks like is either my phone or my laptop. Because you know how you can be on your phone and then you're doing so many things at one time and you have all these apps pulled up. That's my head. Same thing for my laptop. You know, I can have all these different windows pulled up because I'm doing this, doing that, or whatever. Um, got some feedback. I want to say a few weeks ago about. I guess the person was observing, or she was saying to me that I don't necessarily have, I guess, a clear direction or a clear vision or something. And I'm like, well, it doesn't seem that unclear to me, but I guess with me saying what I said earlier about, me and all these different windows in my head, or me and all these different windows on my phone or app or whatever case is, that helps me to see like what my mind looks like. Um, Maybe there may be some truth to that. I hear all the time people like, oh, you should focus on one thing or the other. Um, and I guess that's what makes you successful or whatever. But then I guess the thing is, it's like for me, um, these different tasks aren't necessarily strenuous for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all these different things, even though I guess when people look from the outside in, it's like, oh, either it depends. It depends on their point of view of me. But it could be like, oh, they see it as not much, or they see it as too much. But for me, I'm like, it's I guess because I give whatever time to whatever I'm doing, and then I do whatever the next task is, whatever case is, and sometimes things overlap and sometimes they don't. Um, and sometimes I still feel like I'm not doing enough. Like I don't know if that explains anybody else too, but um yeah, it's a whole combination of all that stuff and everything. So I guess it's interesting because perhaps that thought, as well as just knowing this morning, for example, I woke up at the sound of my alarm and I was distracted pretty much the whole time. And I guess even now, to a certain extent, I don't know if y'all heard that sound in the back of my background. However, yeah, so I was kind of distracted before I started the prayer meditation, and so it was interesting that my prayer meditation was kind of around, oh goodness, what was it? Yeah, I just went away from my head. I don't know. Um, um, but it was kind of like around, like I guess the same subject in regards to. You'll see the exact name of the topic when we share on Instagram today. But yeah, I guess that ultimately leads to the topic today, because after my prayer meditation, the word balance came into my mind. And so I looked it up. So here we go. Balance says an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. So, without even getting into the Bible, which I know we're going to do, it's like I already know the concept that, we definitely need balance. Like with me and everybody else, we all need balance. We can't just be leaning towards one thing or another, because too much of one thing or another can be bad, right? So it's like we need an even balance of, I guess, how we view life and whatnot. Or if the scale is going to tip in any way, it needs to tip towards God, right? I'm just going to share with you guys what it says. So Matthew 6:33 says, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Now I don't know how people can view that, right? They can probably see that, well, that's not balanced then, because there's so many other things going on in life. But I guess for me, I start to wonder, like, well, how much do we really believe that verse, right? Like, how much do we, like, even myself, right? Like, why am I feeling, I'll admit I feel anxious sometimes, um, I'm feeling as if, okay, I need to make sure that I do my part, right? I don't know if it's my ambition or whatever the case is. And on one hand, I don't view it as a bad thing, but on the other hand, it's like it can get to be too much. Because sometimes I have to slow myself down. Just want to say I have to take time to unwind. That's what I call it. I had to slow myself down sometimes mentally and just do either nothing or just clear my head or whatever. So then I can, focus again on, either tasks or, things I come across or whatever the case is. And so balance, y'all, balance. Now Proverbs 16:11, it says, a just balance and scales are the Lord's. All the weights in the bag are his work. The interesting thing is, as I was looking up verses around balance, a lot of it is in reference to this whole idea of scales and everything like that. And I feel like that's something we need to go deeper about, right? And check out like what, how they were doing things back in the day. But even if we don't think about the actual physical weights of things or whatever the case is, I think we can still use these verses that talk about balance and whatnot to think about again, how we handle situations, right? How we balance the things that we deal with in life. I don't know. These are just things that came into my heart and mind as I was reading and as I was trying to get some understanding of this. And so, yeah, I guess that's just something to marinate on today. Now, let me see. Another verse I want to share with you guys is Proverbs 11:1. It says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And again, let me keep going to Proverbs 20:23. It says, unequal weights are an abomination to the Lord, and false scales are not good. So, yeah, again, that's something to think about there. Yes, I know that they were, again, there when it came to, I guess, weighing different things at that time, that I guess that's where this example stems from. However, how can I relate that to me, right? I guess that's the question. It's like, how can I, or man, hopefully you're asking yourself this question. How can I relate this to me and my experience of life? So again, it's like, a lot of times, at least in my observation, and even with myself, a lot of times I tend to make God the last resort. At least I could say that I've done that over the years. Maybe I'm trying to be better about that now, but a lot of times it's like, okay, I'm thinking about this, I think about that. I talk to friends, I talk to my family. I'm like, who can I, um, I'm all over the place. And then I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm sorry. What you want me to do? But what that first verse say, right? It says that we need to seek first the kingdom of God, and then all the things will be added unto us. So it's like the things that we worried about and we allow to hold more weight than our trust in God, the more that we're, there's no balance. I mean, hey, I'm talking to myself today, y'all. And I just hope that it helps and encourages you, whoever you are. I don't know if that's the same person that's watching me live, but hey. But anyway, y'all, I mean, just something to think about. Something to think about there. Let me see. Job 31:6. It says, let me be weighed in a just balance and let God know my integrity. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, hey, I guess that's the maybe that should be all of our prayer today. That that we're weighed in a just balance, not one of those balances trying to cheat. But a just balance, and then let God know our integrity at the end of the day. And I guess how will he know? I mean, I guess the more we trust in him is what I'm gathering today by what I've read and observed this morning during this juice situation. Um, yeah, I mean, I hope that encourages you and inspires you on today. Now, the interesting thing is the Bible verse of today is kind of, to me, it kind of goes hand in hand with this whole thing in a way as well, at least with that last verse I just said. And it's Psalm 139:23 through 24. It says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. Little of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, with the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Hey, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the person that, stuck it out with me live, yeah, it's interesting. I woke up on time. I didn't really even get settled to start any of my process until like it was almost an hour. I spent almost an hour doing everything else. Now the first part, it was like me trying to wake up, right? So I started to look up things and check my social media and all that stuff to try to wake myself up. But then after that, it was like working on this task, working on that task, looking into this, looking into that. Came across the opportunity or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll submit for this. And you know what I mean? So it just was like, maybe no balance. Maybe it was no balance. The perfect example of not being balanced. I think if I share with you, I don't know. One of the things that is kind of, if I'm honest, annoying about this, or me doing this. I enjoy doing this. Don't get me wrong. And I don't. I appreciate you, right? Whoever you are that's tuning in, I appreciate you for tuning in. So it's not like I don't. It's see, I don't know, y'all. I think God's working on me, because it's like I appreciate where I'm at, right? And my whole thing is, regardless of if a lot of people find me or whatever, at the end of the day, I know that God's in control, and I appreciate where I am. I guess what happens with me is I don't know if I would call it a temptation, but like I just see how so many platforms and so many other people on social media, it's like they have all these people, right? And so it's like I'm constantly trying to figure out how to get more people. And it's not, and I don't think it's for selfish reasons. I think it's more so to get the message out. you know, and I mean, I guess to let people like me know that this exists. Um, you know, to hopefully encourage and inspire and all those things too. Um, so it's like I'm always trying to figure out what to do to do that. It's interesting because I was talking to Bros Bikes yesterday. We communicate a lot apparently, and so I was talking to him and he was saying like, oh, you know, man, I should have paid attention in high school about algorithms and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, well, when I was in high school, we didn't learn about that type of stuff. Obviously, social media wasn't really around. Not like that. I mean, I think what was back in the day, like Black Planet, did maybe MySpace came around. And then I remember when Facebook was this thing that you couldn't even get into, until your school was able to get into it or something like that. I had to wait for my school to be accepted to get into Facebook. I remember that. And so yeah, the fact that now social media is just this thing, right? You know, it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Because again, you know, I've been able to reach so many people, or the conversations that I've had here on GSL has just been such a blessing. Like, and the people that I've met over the past year or so by doing this is a huge blessing to me. And so I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I guess I'm also, it's like a tug of war in my mind, you know? So it's like, okay, I need to do these things. I need to figure out how to get to the next level. And so more people need to hear this message and, you know, da, 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 da. But I don't know. I'm trying to find balance with that because at the end of the day, it's like, it's not up to me, right? I don't feel like it's up to me at this point. I feel like my thing is I'm probably just supposed to be consistent. I'm just probably supposed to just keep doing this. And then all the rest of it, right, will be added unto me the more I focus on the kingdom, right? That's what the words say. But anyway, so that's just a little bit of that. Maybe that's a little bit more backstory behind maybe why balance stood out to me this morning, which, like I said, is very interesting. That the prayer meditation that I did this morning was really like about clearing my mind and whatnot. And so again, everything went hand in hand, and I don't know, maybe I'm still getting a revelation here. But I don't know. But anywho, I appreciate you tuning in, whoever you are. I hope that you're encouraged and inspired. Thank you so, so much. You know, we'll see what the Lord do with me and this and all of whatever. I'm just going to do my best to, again, stay consistent and, you know, do what it is that I feel God is leading me to do. And from there, you know, whether it be see me or whatever, God, and just do what I can, do my part, which is, I think, that is to stay consistent. So, but all right, well, I hope that you pray for me, you know, and then again, I hope that you're encouraged and inspired by all of this. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, if the Lord's will.